Little tip, if you want to save yourself the time, just go and buy the pedal. Links are in the video description. I've done the video and I've come back to the beginning to advise you that I know you want to hear the pedal. Go and buy it. $40, no brainer. Okay, carry on. Hello, fellow guitar geeks. Today with me is a budget modulation station. The FLAMMA Mod FC05 is €40 or whatever it is in your currency that's on screen right now. And that's not very much for a pedal. So this fits neatly into pocket money pedals. However, does it sound any good? We're going to find out in this video. So, I'll be playing this, my Fender 66 running through the Fender Deluxe Reverb. Lots of Fender today. I'll also be using the FLAMMA wireless system that they sent out in the box with the pedal. So I thought, why not use it in this video? So everything you're hearing is absolutely wireless. And as I'm within reaching distance of the pedal, it doesn't make much difference. But it does make it more fun because I can do things like that. Oh, 1.5 times. A world record, I might add. The FLAMMA Mod FC05 has 11 different modulation algorithms inside it for $40. And you can change the algorithm, change the effect by using this big knob in the middle. Then you've got a speed and depth and a control knob. Now what the control knob does depends on which effect you have selected, and speed and depth do not always control speed and depth, as we'll find out in a little bit. So I'm just going to get on with it and play you some sound samples. First up is a chorus. The chorus on this can go from pretty subtle, pretty nice, which I like, to all-out warble town just by boosting up those depth and speed knobs, and also attacking this control knob, which in chorus mode controls the tone of the chorus. So we're going to have it darker over to the left and brighter over to the right. That's really fun. I don't know how useful it is. Control will, of course, give us more tone. And that affects the overall tone of the sound, not just the sound of the chorus. So it does darken things up a bit, but it can get a little bit brittle up in those top areas of the tone. So that depends on which guitar you're using, of course. Let's move on to the next one, which is flange, the next 11th of your $40. So it's a simple digital flanger. We've got the speed and the depth, which can also get super weird. The tone is controlled by the control knob in this side, so also darker to the left and brighter to the right. I love this when it is up maxed. Check this out. Super weird, and the control, if you back it off on the flanger, the flange kind of sits behind the guitar, so it just knocks off the treble of the flanger. Great, love it. Let's move on to the next one, which is tremolo, which everybody needs. So for the control knob in this, we're also looking at tone of the whole tone. Let's put that somewhere back in the middle. Then the speed and depth also get weird. I haven't tried this yet, let's find out. Yeah, so we're in deep helicopter country there, so you can really cut those off. But the type of tremolo, it seems quite round, so it's not a square wave. It's not going to cut the sound off completely. There is still fading in, or is it sine wave? Yeah, it's pretty much sine wave, so not triangular, not square, but quite rounded. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is phaser. One of the useful things about a pedal having all these effects is you can see just how slightly different and also how similar these effects are. So phase and tremolo, even though they're doing different things, they do end up sounding similar to one another. And that's not just this pedal, that's generally those effects. So you can experiment with stuff just by having 11 in one pedal. So control's also giving us the tone control in the phaser mode. I'm finding it up the top end more useful than down the middle or down the bottom. It's not too ear piercing like it was in the previous setting. Yeah, so it's nice and squelchy in that top area. Let's move on to the next one. This is Vibra. Super, super wobbly. Vibra's modulating the pitch, so we got the depth all the way up. That's probably why it's so weird. That's nice, that's subtle. I've played a lot more expensive Vibra pedals and modulation pedals that don't sound more expensive than that. They sound good and there's more tweakability, but so far this pedal's holding its own for those. How many are we on? We're on about number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on effect number 5 and it's $40. That's so far, that's $8 per effect. It's pretty good. The Vibra, what does it do with the control? Is it also tone? Yeah, more subtle on that one. Next we have Rotary, so let's pop that down there a little bit. Now this is one of the effects where you can go pretty near the top of with the depth. It is at the top and it doesn't sound too odd. I mean, it does sound odd, but it sounds odd in a good way. All right, let's move on to the next one. That's a good vibe. Rotary, sorry. Let's play one that's called Liquid. I do not know what this is going to sound like. I kind of could guess what that was going to sound like. Let's give it a chance to sound usable. Turn it all the way up. Okay, yeah, I don't have a use for that. Maybe you could with some delay and lots of washy reverb, but sounds like a coffee machine percolating. Yeah, I so far that's my least favorite of the 11. Let's try and give it some adverse effect. No. Okay, liquid, I'm not into that. But it's there if you need it. 1 of 11, so I'm counting that as unuseful for me, so it's down to 10 effects that are useful for me. Let's go to the next one, which is 𝗚𝗘𝗏. Now I'm hoping control is like sensitivity. Let's have on speed and depth. So that's how much wah you're getting. That is the depth still, I guess. What's speed doing? Okay, it is just the speed of the 𝗚𝗘𝗏. Is this the sensitivity? Okay, control just seems to be the tone again. It's not the best also what I've heard. Okay, absolutely not the best 𝗚𝗘𝗏 I've ever heard, but it is 𝗚𝗘𝗏ing, and it could be useful maybe with some distortion on it. Yeah, and then when you boost up that speed, it just tends to sound like the other effects, just in a more 𝗚𝗘𝗏 kind of way. Yeah, that's not my favorite effect, but I still think it's a useful effect. So we're still at 10 effects for $40. Let's go for, what's that one? Stutter. Okay, is this a slicer? Ah, yeah, so this is like a square wave tremolo. So it's a slicer, like the Boss slicer. Speed, we should get some nice, cool... Alright, not the best slice I've ever heard, but again, $40. Control is still tone. It was hard to distinguish what was going on because of all the slicing and dicing and shredding that was going on. But control's still tone, makes it kind of unusable down, or not unusable, unhearable. Okay, that's there. I'm counting that as an effect. We're still on 10. Now we've got ring. Ring modulation is an effect that I have a love-hate relationship with. I used to use it a lot in the early 2000s for pop stuff. I haven't used it a lot recently, but it makes our guitar sound like 𝗚𝗏𝗘𝗏, so let's try it. Okay, I was trying to prove that it was kind of silly and pointless and you can just use it when you don't know what notes you should be playing, even though I was playing this. Ah. Jurassic Park, one of the most beautiful pieces ever that I've just murdered. But down on that lower stuff, that's some Nine Inch Nails kind of territory, or some intro to some song. Yeah, that's usable. I don't know if it's a good ring modulator. I don't know if there's such a thing as a bad ring modulator, but I do know that that's useful. I've just proved it to myself. Ready to rip it a new one. Okay, the final effect is low bit. This could go one of two ways. Firstly, let's put the control. Oh, that control does not do tone. Hang on, what does control do on ring modulator? Alright, on ring modulator it still does tone. On the low bit it doesn't do tone, it's doing, what's that? That makes it squeal and squeak. So control makes it squeal and squeak. Speed is the... depth is the mix. There's no low bit effect there. And then give it some depth, give it some mix. So that's full bit depth or near the top. And then the controller does that awful screamy thing again, which is only awful when I'm not playing. There's some useful stuff there. I'm not sure how useful, and what happens when you turn both of these up? Hang on. Synth territory. So, yeah. Still useful. Yeah, what was the only one I didn't like? The liquid. The liquid, maybe I've been too rough on it. I need to play more with that low bit. There's stranger things there. I don't know. I don't think this control knob should be there. I don't. Might be the worst fuzz I've ever played, which might also therefore be the best. Alright, there are all the effects. For $40, there are what I think are 10 effects that are... let's be fair. There are 6 effects that are super useful, and then 4 effects which are usable, and then 1 effect, the liquid one, which I just didn't gel with. But yeah, amazing. So this tiny little box has 11 different effects in it for the price of, I don't know, what costs $40 these days? A used DS1. Okay, that's still pretty good. I'd probably... No, I'd buy this because I've got lots of DS1s. But for the price of a used DS1, you can get 11 digital algorithms. If you like modulation, this does a really good job. There's no noise issues. There doesn't seem to be any quality issues. The knobs are cool. I really like this middle knob. It's different to... It shouldn't matter, but it's different to other knobs that I've seen on cheap micro pedals, which this is. Also, this is a matte lime green finish. FLAMMA have done a great job with this, and for the money that it costs, if you just want to add something and you've got this much space on your pedal board, you should absolutely buy one. There is no reason not to buy it, just either for the weird effects or for the usable effects, which are more over this side, or for everything. 11 effects, 40 squids. No brainer. My advice to you is that if you've never owned any modulation effects before, or if you're new to the world of guitar and you want to see what these effects do to your sound and how you can use them in your songwriting and playing, try this. For the money, I don't think there's a better pedal on the market than the FLAMMA FC05 Mod. Brilliant. And yes, before you comment, I am being paid to make this video, but they didn't ask me to say nice things, but it's solid consumer guitarist advice. If you have a bunch of boutique pedals, this is possibly not the pedal for you, although some of those weird stuff could open your eyes maybe. But yeah, if you've never gone down the route of any of these effects, don't go and buy something that, you know, is expensive. You can first experiment with this. If you find something in here you like, then you can buy something more expensive, has more tweakability and more features, and maybe isn't lime green if that's not your thing. But yeah, I'm over the moon with this thing. It's fantastic. Well, thank you to FLAMMA for sending this out for review. It's an overall, I don't know, I don't give top marks, but top marks to the FLAMMA pedal. I'm really, really gushing about it. But we've got to end. That's the end of the video. But you've made it this far, so you are in the end of the video club. And to prove that you have made it this far in the video, when you leave me a comment telling me what you think of this, is it a good pedal for 40 bucks? Let me know. When you leave that comment, please also include the phrase "Flamma Llama Ding Dong," and that'll let me know that you got this far and also you have a sense of humor. Cheers. If you want to buy this pedal, there are links in the video description. Thank you for watching. There are videos over there of me doing more guitar-y things. There's a subscribe button if you want to stick around and become part of the Guitar Geek community. Otherwise, keep it guitar, keep it geeky. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye!